welcome to another Motivational Monday. Today, we're going to talk about distractions. Ooh, that one's going to offend a lot of you, but let's talk about it. To be quite honest with you, most of your lives are filled with distractions: TikTok, Instagram, girls, boys, gambling, uh, what other? There are many distractions. That's just the top of my head. There's a lot of distraction. I'll give you an example why you want to be distracted, because you don't believe your goals are meant to be achieved. You don't take them seriously at all. I remember a friend of mine, she was like, Fikile, how do I lose weight? I'm like, mm-mm. You know how to lose weight. You have a phone. You have internet connect. You can do research. You are distracting yourself because you don't want to actually address the goal that you want to achieve. I'll give you an example of my favorite distraction: pornography. I use pornography every time I was dealing with anxiety. Like every time like for example, in high school, I wanted to approach a girl. The first thing I would do if I get too nervous, I would wank, like beat the dick, play with myself basically. And every time I did that, it made me feel good about myself, but it distracted me from the goal of actually talking to my crush. And because I do it so frequently, I gave myself a pass. So every time, for example, let's say I want to talk to my crush, every time I got too nervous, I'd say, I'll just wank it off. But if you keep doing that, it becomes a habit. It becomes a habit, it becomes an excuse. Your excuse becomes your nature, it becomes your actions every time. Your actions become your habits. Your habits become your nature becomes your destiny. So that basically means the more you entertain the distraction, the more you will have an excuse for why you are not achieving anything in your life. The problem is with people is that every time things get too intense, you want to find something to release the tension. There was one time my pastor, he once said it in a sermon. He said, you can't ask God for more, but every time he gives you more and there's a storm that arrives with the more that you're asking for, you easily want to run out and you want to go check on other things. So if every time things get hard for you, you run to your distraction, that tells not only God and yourself that you are mentally weak and you cannot handle what you actually are asking for. One thing I've learned in 2020, the blessing you're asking for has weight behind it. If you're not ready to handle the weight behind the blessing, you're not ready to receive. You're not ready to receive means you will always be at the same position unless you're ready to grow up. So you need to grow up so you can handle the weight of your blessing. Being a great man is not waking up and saying, shit, I'm great. No. It's removing the distractions and focusing at the goal at hand. Because if you focus on a goal long enough, not only A, will it become possible, but B, it will become achievable for you. Listen to me when I tell you this, and I learn this every day when I wake up. You're a child of the Most High God. He didn't put you here so you can what if your life. If you think small, you get small. If you think big, you get big. The life you have today is the thought you have been maintaining. So if you think little of yourself, you will achieve little in your life. And that's all about it. You see me, every time I talk to girls, I always talk to girls I want to talk to. I want to date the kind of her. I never let myself have the kind of life that I would accept mediocrity. My parents are successful. Why can't I be? My friends are successful. Why can't I be? I have a friend who's 20 years old and he's a multimillionaire. And all he told me was to believe. So if he can tell me that, why can't I do it? I had to remove the distraction. For example, one of the distractions that ruins most of you men is women. Women, let me be honest with you, but most girls you're talking to don't have your best interests at heart. Most men you're talking to, girls, don't have your best interests at heart. They don't care about you like that. To tell you the truth, most people only care most about themselves than they do of you. Notice how people dismiss themselves when it's no longer financially beneficial or whatever beneficial factor in their life is for them. Some people just talk to you for the sake of talking to you, to gain whatever you have, to benefit off you. The problem is with us, especially men or women, you want to be acknowledged, you want to be validated, which means you want to be distracted. Ask yourself, if you're not giving me more to what I'm trying to achieve, you are a distraction, because the goal is supposed to be met. The goal is supposed to be achievable. If you keep entertaining fights of people, girls, men, women, whatever, if you keep, you're getting distracted. Some fights are not meant for you to be involved in. Sometimes in life, just let it go. Before you fight someone, I want you to do this every time. Listen before you fight this person. Ask yourself, where is this going? If I beat you, where am I going to win with this? Because here's the thing, you make silent enemies every time you fight people. And the thing about having a silent enemy, the thing they'll never tell you is that they'll always be aiming for your head every time you sleep. That's the problem with silent enemies. The thing is that you'd never want to walk into a room and know that people hate you, because the more people hate you, the more distracted you'll become. Zuchi Coke Dope once said it in a song. He said that too many enemies make it hard to be successful, because you'll always be looking at your side trying to figure out who's trying to end you. Stop wasting time distracting yourself with people that are meant to destroy. Look at David in the Bible. David in the Bible, I'll give you an example of what happened. So, David's father, Jesse, told David, David, go give your brother some food. They were in the military in another town. So, David went. And when he went into the camp and he got there, he heard Goliath insulting the Israelites. And David inquired and asked the captain in that group, he said, what is the reward for taking a man like that out? And he said that you will get the king's daughters for marriage, and your family will be tax free. Then David's brother Eliab, who was jealous of David, came to David and said to him, what happened to those few sheep you're supposed to take care of? David was able to take down a bear and a lion when he was protecting the sheep of his family. So he was aware that this fight will not gain me anything. Ask yourself, are you in an Eliab versus David fight? Or are you in a Goliath versus David fight? The fights you're supposed to win are supposed to push you closer to the vision that is supposed to be in your life, blessed to you by God. So if you don't have, these fights are going nowhere, don't entertain them. Let them go. It's better for you to walk away than be entertaining. It's a mark of honor to walk away from a fight. Know when you are involved in fights that are worthwhile. Because if you're just entertaining everybody, you will end up achieving nothing.